European versus American high school. It's going to be really interesting because she's from France. I'm going to have my British input and then we're comparing it to American high school as well. I see American high schools all the time on like TV shows and movies. So yeah, can't wait to compare with the European schools. Before we do get into this, I appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's jump straight into this and check out our schools.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about high school. And more specifically, the differences between American and French high school.
Right.
Because if you don't know, I am French, but I did study abroad in the United States for about 5 years.
Ooh.
So I did finish my senior year in France and then...
Yo, I've always wanted to do that as well. I actually did look into it going to university, looking at studying abroad. But then, like, you're away from family and friends and stuff like that. So I wish I did do it now. That would be so cool.
And I moved to the US and I did my senior year in the United States. So I thought in this video today I was going to share some of the differences I found and experienced myself between the different high school in France and the United States.
Right, this is gonna be good.
The first thing is how many years you have in high school.
Okay.
In France we have 3 years of high school versus in the United States you have about 4 years of high school.
Right.
So the second thing that is really different is what you study in high school.
Wait. When she's talking about high school, she's meaning your college, university. She is, isn't she? Like university, college. Because the normal school's time frame is like 5 years. Okay, so I think she's talking about like my university, your guys' college. Wait, but that's different to high school. I'm confused.
So in the United States, it's pretty general for all 4 years of high school. You have a bunch of different classes from a bunch of different subjects.
Right.
Of course, you can also choose a few specific classes you want.
Oh, wait, no, she's on about actual like school. Oh, wait, what? It's 3 and 4 years? Oh, in the UK, it's 5 years. Right, okay. I'm getting confused here because in the UK, we don't call anything school-wise high school. So it's confusing me a little bit.
But in general, you kind of don't have to choose a major or something like that.
Right.
Versus France, where you have 3 years of high school. The first one is pretty general.
Okay.
And then after the end of that last one, you need to choose a major basically for the 2 more years you will have in high school. So it's not like a major in college where it's a lot more specific, but it's still like choose a path. In what you will like eventually to major in when you will go to college.
That's cool.
So it's still already a huge decision because...
Right, the UK does it so different, right? We have just 5 years and we just call it secondary school, right? So we do it 5 years. We have the courses already assigned to us. And then in your final 2 years, you can mix up your courses a little bit and like, you know, focus on what you kind of want to focus on.
Because you're not going to be able to do the same thing in college after you choose different paths.
Right.
So basically you have 3 choices. The first one is more like science. The second one is more like literature, languages, art. And then the third one is more like kind of a mix of both. But it's more like economy, social, history kind of thing.
Okay.
So you have these 3 paths and you
social?
have to pick one you want to major in for the 2 more years you have in high school. So it's a huge decision. It's not that easy. So it's really weird maybe for Americans to understand because you don't have that.
Right.
But we have to pick already in high school kind of the start of what we want to major in the future in college.
Alright, that's a pretty cool way of doing it. Yeah, we don't do that in the UK. Yeah, we actually don't. This is interesting because obviously she's French. And I'm kind of comparing the UK schools now to France and America.
College. Number 3 are hours.
School hours.
In France, days are a lot longer than in the United States. So, for example, in France, usually you will have class from like 8:30 in the morning to like 5 p.m. every day. And sometime on Saturday as well, but just in the morning, not the afternoon.
Oh, no! Bro, what? 8:30 till 5 p.m. and Saturday? Oh, bro. Yo, I hated going to school as it was anyway. Never. Why is it so long? In the UK, it's around 8:30, 9 a.m. till about 3 p.m. 3:15 mine was p.m. And it never on a Saturday. Never on a Saturday. You would never see me in school on a Saturday.
But in the US, it will be like 8:30 in the morning, maybe,
right?
to like 2 p.m., maybe 1 p.m., 3 p.m. I think maximum 3 p.m., but I think...
Wait. Listen, let me know your school times from, like, you guys from America. Let me know in the comments, because I want to compare it. It does sound pretty similar to the UK, if not maybe even shorter, but yeah.
It was more like 2 p.m. So I think that you have a lot more sport in school. So it's like people can stop school and then go to, you know, doing some football, cheerleading, basketball, or all the sports you can do in the United States. But we don't have that in France. So we actually have classes all day until like 5 p.m. So the days are a lot longer and it's more tiring. I mean, you can do it, it's fine, but it's just...
Bro, if I was in France, yo, when it got to like 4, 5 p.m, I'd be dead. I'd be done. I'd be knackered.
When I went to the US, then it sounds like so much nicer because it was way shorter.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's a huge difference. It's the length of the day. However, we need to keep in mind in the US, the lunch break is a lot shorter than in France. So for example, during high school in France, we had like at least an hour to eat, maybe even 2 hours sometimes. And in the US, I think it was like half an hour maybe. So
wait, I ain't gonna lie. 2 hours lunch is a little bit too long. I love lunch breaks. I think the hour, UK is an hour long, right? I think that's a sweet spot. 2 hours is like, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, I want to get my day over and done with. I'd rather an hour and end school earlier than 2 hours and stay till 5 p.m. I'd rather that.
So for example, during high school in France, we had like at least an hour to eat, maybe even 2 hours sometimes.
Wow.
And in the US, I think it was like half an hour maybe. So it was a lot shorter. So it also counts in the...
Yo, in America, bro, you guys had to run, get your dinner. Bro, you guys must be fast eaters. Sometimes I didn't even eat my food in half an hour, bro. Never mind it. Yo, that's mad.
Then why your day is a lot shorter in the US versus France, where we have a long time to eat. Number 4, like I just said, is some people have school on Saturdays in France, but not in the United States. So yes, in the US, you don't have school on Saturday at all. But in France, you can. It's not everyone, but some people may have. I did, so I did.
Yo, hey, when I was in school, bro, if they ever said to me, yo, you gotta come in on a Saturday, my name ain't Lewis no more. I don't go to this school. I've opted out. See you in a bit.
I did have school on Saturdays. I actually had 4 hours of philosophy on Saturday morning, so it was kind of rough. But yeah, not everyone has that. Basically, you have a schedule. Not every class has the same schedule, and some classes have school on Saturdays, some don't. My class was one of the ones that was picked to have school on Saturdays.
Yeah, I would not be going to the school that does Saturdays. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
So yeah, on Saturday morning, I had to go to high school. Number 5, it's actually a huge thing for me because I think it's really weird, is that in the US, you don't have one specific class with the same people. When I say class, I don't really know how you call it, the class of, but you know, it's just like people you will always be in whatever subjects you're going to study. So in the US, basically, what it was like is like you have a schedule with a bunch of classes, and you don't always have the same people in each class. Whereas in France, you basically have one class of people. So yeah, we have like...
Yeah, the UK is the same as France. That's a little bit weird, especially when you're a kid. Was that harder to make friends then, or was it easier to make friends? Because in school in the UK, you have one class, and you pretty much go through the whole entire 5 years in the same class. There was some subjects we split off, but mainly you were the same group of like 30 people. And that's how like you got close to people, like friends and stuff, because you're in the same class and you're always around them. Oh, very interesting. It'd be interesting to know like your guys anyone that's American, your opinion on like, was it easy making friends? Did you like meeting? I suppose you're meeting a lot more new people, so you got more chance to meet a good friend. I don't know. Interesting. It could be good and bad either way, I reckon, actually.
30 people, and they're always together, and we all have to attend the same classes. And so yeah, in France you will have all these 30 people and you have all the subjects with them every day for like a year, or sometimes if you do the same path as they do, then you have them for 2-3 years. So yeah, it's really different than in the US where you have a bunch of different classes with a bunch of different people.
I enjoyed being in the same class with the same people because my good mates was in that class, and it just made lessons even better knowing I was always with them. You know what I mean? Interesting.
I think both things can be good or bad. I feel like in the US it's cool because then you get to know more people because you move around and you have different classes with different people, so it's nice. Number 5 is lunch break. So I talked about it already a tiny bit, but like I said, like it's longer in France than in the US. In France it's like about sometimes 2 hours. In the US I think it was about half an hour.
Mad.
But it's not the only difference about lunch break. The other thing is that in the US it's a lot more common, pretty normal that people bring their own food to the cafeteria. But
well, yeah, bro. Listen, if I was in America and my lunch break was only 30 minutes, right, I would definitely have a packed lunch. I'd bring my own food because you ain't got time to go to the dinner hall, the cafeteria, wait up in a queue, get the food, then eat, then clear up after. Bro, you ain't got half an hour ain't enough for that. You're gonna have to be fast. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd take my own packed lunch.
In France, you can't do that. Like, I think you're not even allowed to bring a lunchbox. So you go to the cafeteria, everyone eats the same thing from the cafeteria.
What?
You can't really bring your own food. And also
But what if the food, what on, bro, we had days where the food was really bad. Like, you need to bring your own food. Otherwise, you're eating a load of, I don't even know what Susan was making in the back. Hey, listen, if you're my dinner lady, Susan, I love you. The food was amazing. I'm sorry.
Food is so different. Like in the US, I think it was really bad because you don't really have good food for you to eat. Like it's really unhealthy. You have a lot of like, we had like pizza, fries, a lot of potatoes, even fried chicken, a lot of really greasy, salty, like sugary food.
Right.
And even for drinks, like you will have like some milk chocolate and stuff like that. So I thought that was really weird because in France it was completely different. We really had like healthier food. We had a lot of veggies, you know, fruits, sometimes fish, a bunch of stuff. So I think it was much better in France for that. Okay,
yeah, UK's on the unhealthy levels. We just had like greasy burgers, pizza, fries. Yeah, I don't think I ever ate veg at my school.
Matter because I felt like that's really unhealthy. Number 6. So this one is a bit more about like how you're allowed to move around. So in the US, I feel like in the high school, you can't really leave so much the building and go around and do other stuff.
Okay.
But in France, you can actually leave the high school and go in the city.
What?
Basically, for me, I talk about that because I had my high school in a city, you know. So like we could go outside the high school, go get some, I don't know, something to eat outside. Go hang out in a park. Like.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, in the UK, dinner time, you was allowed to leave school. Like they didn't lock you in, or you know what I mean. Like you could go to the shops and stuff, but no one really did. But you could if you wanted to. Just make sure you're back in time for the next lesson.
We're doing that usually when it was really nice outside. We'll go in the park, sit down, eat lunch there, and then come back for our afternoon classes.
Okay.
And you can't really do that, I feel like, in the US. Then
they don't let you out?
But I feel like a lot of high school, you can't not really leave the high school, I feel like.
Oh, wow.
During the day. So in France, you can actually do that.
What's like? The gates are like closed shut. They just won't let you out at all.
Allowed to do whatever. Number 7, sports. I talked about that in a lot of different videos, but it's a huge thing, so I kind of repeat myself. But also in high school is a huge thing to do sports in the US, and it's part of the school spirit of the school. It's part of the school.
You know what? I love that about America's schools, right? That you guys actually like love and compete really well with like your school sports. In the UK, no one cares, bro. No one actually cares. The only people who would be going to like the sport games is like the parents, and they probably don't even care either. You know what I'm saying? Like barely anyone goes.
By itself, you know, so you have like a school team, a school basketball team, a school football team, cheerleaders and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Whereas in France, we don't have sports with the school really. Like we have a sport class where we do a little bit of sport and we learn to do this kind of sport, but we don't have sports team or anything. If you do sports team, it's like
we had teams, but it's just like we didn't really have fans. You know what I mean? We definitely had teams and competed, but yeah, no fans.
Outside of class, it doesn't have anything to do with with the school. So if you want to do basketball, it's not with the school, it will be with something outside school. So it's so different. We don't have sport at school. It's also probably why we have school all day and it doesn't finish at 2 p.m. like in the US, because in the US school, sport is part of school, so you can finish at 2 p.m. and then do your sport at school. In France, you don't have that, and also you don't have that school spirit about sport because we don't have school sports. I thought that was really fun.
Yo, that's mad that they don't have school sports at all, bro. UK, we just like the school spirit, the school sport spirit.
In the US, to have all that kind of school spirit about football, about basketball, any sport you may play. So next one, we're going to talk about grades.
Okay.
So grading system is pretty different in France and the US. So in the US, you will use A, B, C's, or like percentage, like 80%, I got 90%. In France, we will use grades out of 20. So instead of having ABs or a percentage, we'll have like a 10 out of 20, a 15 out of 20, 8 out of 20.
Oh, wait, we that's just like Mark. We had that kind, bro, the UK is just a mix of everything, bro. We was A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever, right? And then, but then we also had like out of 20 as well.
And most grades will be out of 20, sometimes out of 10 or something, but most of the time it's out of 20.
Right.
So the grading system is really different. So you might be a bit thrown off if you come to France or if you're French and you go to the US, because it just takes a little moment to adjust to. And
bro, the UK is just even more confusing, man. Yo, like I did tests where it was like out of 20, but then overall grades was like ABC, like the overall. So like at the end of the year, you'll get your overall grade, and that'll be A, B, C, D, whatever, right? But during, and when you're doing like tests and stuff, it'll be out of 20.
Understand like what does it mean if it's good or if it's bad. So in France, for example, like 10 of 20 is the middle ground, you know? So it's not really good, but it's not bad because you at least got 10 out of 20. Under 10 it's bad because you don't even have 50%.
Okay.
From like 10 to like 12, 13 it's like okay. It's not super good, but it's okay. Then from like 14 to like 15, 16 it starts to being pretty good, like nice, really pretty good.
20 is
and
boom.
Then after 16 is really, really good.
Right.
So last but not least, it's a random fact, but it's pretty funny because it's something that we see in all American movies in France, and it's something we kind of want to try. And it's not that cool, but it's yellow buses.
Oh!
So in France, usually we don't really have a...
Yo, hey, I don't know what it is, but they are cool. I think it's because we just see them in like TV shows and movies all the time, bro. But the yellow school buses, they are cool, man.
School bus, so basically we take the city
cool.
bus.
We don't have them.
So when I went to high school, I just...
Bro, we didn't have a school bus. We just walked, get parents, or cycled.
So there was a city bus that just is a city bus. It's not just for school.
Right.
And I had to take that to go to high school. Versus in the US, you have specific school buses, yellow school buses that are dedicated to take kids from school to school and from school. So we don't really have that in France. And also, like, we see them in all American movies. So a lot of French people are kind of want to try them. And it was so uncomfortable, so I don't recommend it. It's not that great. It's really uncomfy. However, what is cool is that just goes right in front of your house.
What, they actually not comfy at all? Bro, hey, they gotta make it more comfier, man. Because, hey, people that aren't from America, we love them, man.
And yeah, so that's pretty fun because the city bus doesn't go right in front of your house. It's something we don't really have in France, and I thought it was cool to try in the US, but it's not that comfortable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to know...
That was a really good video. Very interesting comparing the schools. Really enjoyed this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. Let me know what it was like in school for you. Anything that you think that was only in America that I'll find interesting. So yeah, really good video. Enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.